guys. Today we're going to talk about compound annual growth rate, so CAGR, versus average growth. Let's go. If you check the written version of this podcast, which you can do in stockpickinginsights.com, you will see a table, and there will be a 10-year period for two companies, A and B. And in that table, you will see the comparison between average returns and CAGR returns for those two companies. Company A has a return in the first year of 50%, then it drops 25% in second year, then it goes up 30%, then down 15% fourth year, up 30% fifth year, and so on. And if you calculate the average of this 10-year period, you will see that company A averaged about 9.5% a year. Company B has a much less volatile upbringing, so every year they return the same value for the whole 10 years, so 7% every year for 10 years. And that's an obvious average of 7% a year. Yet, if you compare 10-year CAGRs for these two companies, the result is different. So, despite average returns in Company A being higher than Company B, so 9.5% versus 7% in those 10 years, you'll see that 10-year CAGRs are 6.4% for Company A and 7% for Company B. That means that had you invested the same amount of money in companies A and B, despite the higher average return in Company A, you would still be making more money in Company B over 10 years. I hope that this is just a reminder for you that averages are to be cautious with. A more quick example can be that if you have a company that returns 50% in the first year and minus 25% in the second year, that will give you an average of 12.5% over those 2 years. But at the end of those 2 years, you have made 0 euros or dollars with the invested amount, because all the return that you would have gained in the first year, you lost it all on the second one. There are small takeaways from this, and the small takeaway I would say that is, every time you see an average, keep in mind that the averages sometimes just mean nothing. For example, if you are looking at the track record of some investor, the average of 10 years means nothing, basically. So the metric you will want to be looking at is CAGR in that case. But averages can be good too. For example, I use averages when I'm softening net income values, for example. So I don't use just the last year's net income. I use an average of X years, 3, 5, whatever. But the biggest takeaway of this can be that a company that doesn't lose, and that means consistent sales growth, is a better compounder than one that does. Not necessarily, but it is better positioned to do so. That's it for today. If you would like to see the written version of this podcast, you will go to stockpickinginsights.com, and we'll see you next week.